Hey, this is Matt once again. What about another review? Another paid request. This time for Edward. Thank you so much, man. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, reviews, re-reviews, commentaries, reactions, topics, randomness, whatever, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box under pretty much each of these videos. Now, this is about episodes 5 and 6 of Season 10 of South Park. Now, I will say, watching these 6 episodes so far of this season 10, this is one of the weakest seasons so far for me. Because the first 2 seasons was very lukewarm reaction from me. But then you had 2 of the better episodes. The Cartoon Wars, where it was about censorship, at the same time it was them really knocking Family Guy. And then you had, it wasn't Bart Simpson, but it was Bart Simpson on there. And those are really good. Very good. And then you're back to just this. One that just really lackluster, and one that did not hold up at all in the long run of things. Because episode 5, none of the South Park kids are in it. No Kenny, no Cartman, no Kyle, no Stan, no Butters. It's only Towelie. If you don't know who that is, that was a character from before. That's a walking, talking towel that loves to get high. And you then, Towelie works as a supporting character, not as a main star. At least to me. He gets high, he gets fired from his job as a waiter. He decides to write a memoir. No one wants to buy it because you're a towel. So he takes the same memoir, he changes towel to person. And then becomes so successful, and he's wearing a disguise, pretend to be a human. He gets on the Oprah Winfrey Show. He becomes popular, Book of the Month Club, very successful. One that leads to another, and someone finds out that he's not a person, he's a towel. And what finds out is Oprah's ass and Oprah's vagina, and they both have different voices, and they both talk to each other. So a good chunk of this episode is Oprah's vagina talking to her ass. I guess it's just going to depend how much you find that funny. Now, I will admit, in the third act of the episode, I did get some chuckles with just how even more outlandish he got. Because there's a point where, spoiler, they're doing it because they want Oprah to take a vacation and stop working so much, and that they make her look bad because she booked someone that was not who he said he was. But then she backstabs Towelie, which I think is more the true self of Oprah. I think she is someone that would backstab someone to save her own image. You may think I'm lying or wrong about that, but I think she is the type of person that would backstab someone to help her own image. But then again, she backstabs Towelie, and then the audience are with her, and then it looks like she won't be in trouble, so then the vagina and the ass take people hostage. And by doing it, the vagina is just a gun in her crotch, and it's pointing around. You just see the gun pointing at the cops. And he's talking, and the ass is talking. When the gun's waving around, I will say I did chuckle a little bit, because it was just even more crazy. It's not something you see every day. But overall, this episode was just pretty lame. Like, you watch, you're going, what the fuck is it? Yeah, I guess it's South Park, but it's... It becomes less about Towelie, more about the ass and vagina of Oprah, and I don't care about either one. Again, none of the South Park characters are in it, that we recognize and know and follow. Again, none of the kids. Towelie gets the hostages out. The cops shoot. I just hit Oprah in the ass and the ass dies. So then the vagina turns the gun on itself and shoots itself. So then Oprah goes to the hospital. She'll be fine, but her vagina... It just... Literally 20 minutes of shitting on Oprah. Now, I don't mind that because I'm not a fan of Oprah. But it really outlived its usefulness before the 20-some minute mark. I can't say, other than, again, the outlandish image of a gun through her pants doing his own version of Dog Day Afternoon. I think that was funny for a minute, and then it just... I didn't Tali... You want to get high? Works as a supporting character, not as a lead. And it just... I don't know if I want to say it wasn't as witty or it wasn't as satiric as it could have been. It just... I'm sitting there going... It's... I can't say Tim Love is stupid because you say it for a lot of South Park, but it just... I didn't find the whole episode that funny or entertaining. Other than that one or two little bits. But just... I don't know. I don't know even what to say about it. And then episode 6 was so off the mark because this is when Al Gore was having this inconvenient truth about climate change. And pretty much the South Park guys were denying climate change. They're saying, well, Al Gore's just doing this to get attention. And they have Al Gore have this weird behavior. And he's, instead of climate, it's looking for the man bear pig. And Al, oh, thank you, you're super awesome. Yes, yes, this has really happened, and this is totally serial. That's how they keep having Al Gore say that. It's totally serial. Not serious, serial. And said, oh, well, nobody believes me. Why can't anyone believe me? Will you believe me, children? I did stand, hang out with him, and the other kids hang out with him in this Cave of the Winds. You know, there's a tour going around, and the tour guide goes, Al Gore wanted me to make sure y'all know he was here. I pretty much make it seem as if Al Gore just loves the attention, and look at me, look at me, look at me, look at who I am. And like the jokes, like the cave, the stalactites, stalagmites, they all look like dicks. And they run that joke for like 2 minutes. Because Al Gore does something stupid, looking for the man-bear pit that they make it seem doesn't exist. And then he causes destruction of the cave, and the kids are stuck there. Now, Cartman, the one bit I laughed at was the stuff with Cartman, I will admit. Because he thinks he found treasure, and he's eating it, because he's going to let it out later. And at one point, he's worried that the other kids will find that spot. So he's like threatening Kyle while he's sleeping. And I love the shot where Cartman is this close to Kyle. Like this close. Like Cartman's here. Or like Cartman's here, Kyle's here. It's like whispering. Then Kyle wakes up and is like, Cartman? Oh, hey Kyle. Like, why are you doing so close? I don't know. Like the way it was so up close. The way... That was pretty funny. It was a different image. It was a different visual image that we haven't seen too much before. The super up close. That made it even funnier. And the awkwardness of it all. And then they came out and they kissed. No, it's just... Yeah, I mean, if it was a different people in the show today, it's like, you do know they're underage kids. Look what happened with Cuties with Netflix. So if this was a Netflix show, they would have kissed. But I did thought that was funny. That was, I thought, the moment I did laugh. Also, the character design of the much fatter Cartman, and we know he's fatter because he ate all this treasure, but they don't know. They think he's sick and dying. and they try to get him out. Meanwhile, Al Gore is doing all this and flooding the place, and he's still almost inadvertently killing the kids, or almost killing the kids. And then the kids get out by themselves, and you find out that the treasure is fake, as Cartman is getting him out of his body. And Al Gore, he wears like a cape, and he pretends he's Superman flying away, and people just look at him as crazy and insane. And it's one of those things that it just doesn't... Climate change is real. No matter how people want to think about it, climate change is real. I know, because I lived it. And that's why it was so weird watching this episode after so many years. And the fact is, this is one of the few times they actually kind of apologized. Granted, in their own way, but in like season 20-something, they brought the Al Gore character back, and oh, the man-bear pig is real, and we need Al Gore's help. Now they still make Al Gore like he's insufferable because he was right, but in a way it was their apology. South Park rarely does that, because they were wrong. They were so off the fucking mark with this episode. And like a lot of people, they didn't want to believe it until it bit them on the ass. And if people want to say, well, climate change still isn't real, what are you talking about? We're living it. That's why, a year or two ago, I'm in Texas, and we had a winter storm where we lost power for 2 goddamn weeks. 2 weeks, no power. And then they got on this thing that, like a rotation thing, like, okay, you can have, this area will have power for like 2 hours, shut it down, then you don't have it for like 6 hours, but then you get 2 hours again. I forget what it's called, the rotation thing. I forget. There's a term for it. Horrible, horrible time. Affected a lot of people. Even there were people that died during that. It fucking happened. In Texas. South Texas. So don't fucking tell me climate change ain't real. Tell it to the people, Florida with the hurricanes and shit. Which I hope people there are alright. I really do. Fuck. It's fucking real. And also the people in New York and everywhere, man. So, episode 6 was just really fucking stupid in retrospect. With how, you thought you were so right and you were just so fucking off the mark and wrong. How's it feel to have a bunch of shit over your face? And then episode 5, Towelie, I don't give a fuck about him as a lead character. And I don't give a shit about Oprah, whether you're making fun of her or not. So, I just thought these were really weak episodes. At least to me. Especially come off such a prime South Park 2-parter of the Cartoon Wars 1 and 2. These were just middling... That's not a word. Middling, dwindling... aftermath. Not even aftermath, just follow-ups. Dwindling follow-ups to those episodes 3 and 4. So, again, Season 10 not looking to be much of a... looked to be one of the weaker seasons so far of South Park that I've seen. But hey, maybe the others are better. So, with that said... Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.